So I just did a whole 23-minute fucking audio and lost it on my life this time last year when I was extremely ill, almost died. It was a lot. I expected my body to be reacting a lot, what do I say, having more anxiety, more fear, just feeling like the dread of this time of the year, because this is the second day 12 months ago when I was like fucking so sick. I ended up in hospital after being at home for 7 days sick. I ended up in hospital for another 8 on double dose antibiotics every 6 hours in an IV for 8 days. It was fucking hectic. But I feel like the thing that is really important about it all is the work that I have done to not have it affect me as much as I thought that it would. Like, I really thought at this time of year I was kind of sort of dreading it, right? Because I was thinking like I'm going to have uncontrolled anxiety. It's just going to be like off the charts. But I feel pretty fucking good, and I've done a lot of work towards, once I had my diagnosis, which I didn't actually get until I'd left the hospital. Amazing care at the hospital I was at, but for some reason no one actually shared with me what it was. I think I didn't really want to know what it was, because for me, I feel like when you get labelled with something or having something, it's like then you have to overcome that as well. Where I felt like while I was in there, even when I was at home, I was doing my metaphysical body healing templates that I do with a system or a modality called Arakira. I'm still learning it, but I'm kind of moving myself down the medical intuitive track. I love working with the metaphysical body. So I feel like, the beginning to my year last year, which was my year, it was a 7-year in numerology, and I'm a 7 life path. So it started out very much pushing me to go inwards and deal with my shit. And my traumas and my triggers and all the things that I've been holding on to for quite some time that have finally have manifested into the physical body, right? Which is what happens. I tell you that all the time. But one of the things that I did do and I went hard out at was the metaphysical healing body healing templates. And that is what kept it at bay for as long as it did while I laid at home. And then in hospital, I know that that's what helped me improve while I was on the antibiotics as quickly and have my body respond as quickly as what it did. I was, however, unable to work on the emotional and the metaphysical emotional side of the root cause of why I had what I had, because I didn't have my diagnosis. And I feel like that was probably a good thing, because instead of just being in hospital and kind of just accepting what it was, antibiotics, double dose, IV, every 6 hours, no fucking sleep, hospital food, all of it. It was, if I hadn't have just let myself allow that, and I really wanted to start working on myself straight away, I think it would have probably, I think it worked out for the best that I got to do that after I got out of hospital. So I found out what I had. I knew what the meanings of those things were, and I started to work on them in terms of the root cause level, unwinding, writing out, which I don't journal, but I started to do that for this. I really needed to be able to see and feel and read back what was coming up around those, because I had 3 things at the same time, so what was coming up around those 3 things that I had. And I feel like I know that all of that work that I did early on and during the year last year has definitely led to me being able to handle this time of year in a very different way than what I know I would have if I hadn't have done any work. My body's not responding like I expected it to. I don't have large amounts of anxiety like I thought I would, or fear. I was literally in the same place this year on holidays as I was last year when I got sick on holidays. We went to the Gold Coast. I was at the same place. I just wanted to really face what could have potentially been a really, hard time with anxiety and fear. But that didn't happen. It was definitely on my mind, of course, and definitely reminiscing and remembering and being super grateful for where I am today because of it all. But because of my own lack of wanting to go and get medical help, because I am so paralyzed by having to see a fucking doctor. You know, I made it worse for myself. That was all me. But yeah, the path that I'm taking now with all of, and I have been for well and truly over 12 months, but this really kind of was the catalyst for it last year, learning more about my medical intuitive gifts and wanting to work with people in the metaphysical body and wanting to teach people to understand where all of your physical symptoms and things come from long before they actually, you know, are in your physical body. Wanting to do all that kind of work, that was definitely the catalyst for that. Sevens will only teach you what they've been through and experienced, which is why I know I experienced that, right? I know big things like that I experience are things for me to get through and learn from and then go on to teach. That's literally why I'm here. So I'm looking forward to delving more into the medical intuitive side of things this year with you guys. And I feel like had I have not been doing the templates, what they call the templates that I had been doing on my metaphysical body and healing it the way that I would have been sicker, dead, or just, you know, the sickness would have been prolonged. I know that. I know. It took a lot. It's taken a lot for me to get here. I've not shared this story with people, except for those that are close to me, or those that I've needed to for like body work and healing work, etc. But I'm excited to see what this year brings. I'm really proud of the fact that my body has clearly, I've done the work to clear it and be able to talk about it now and not have my body respond as if it's sick again this year, or as if it's remembering that it was, a year ago, as sick as what it was. I feel blessed to be able to have the awareness and foresight and insight into how to deal with those things so that doesn't continue to happen. Anyway, guys, I would love to hear from you if you are someone who has experienced something similar. If you are someone who's experienced something similar, I feel like those of you who might be struggling with an illness or a chronic illness or a lifestyle illness and you have specialists and a medical team, I would never, ever, ever suggest leaving them to pursue just a holistic point of view, but I feel like they very much complement each other. Whilst I did a lot to keep it at bay while I was at home, because I was so paralyzed by seeing a doctor, there was something that pushed me eventually 7 days later that I had to see a doctor. Had I have not done that, I would not be here. Had that universe not delivered that other symptom to me that pushed me to do it and pushed through my fear to go see a doctor, I would not be here. So I am extremely grateful for that. But I'm also grateful that I feel gratitude for the experience a year ago. For those of you, again, who are sorry, who I kind of went left there, that might be suffering with an illness right now or a disease, or you have a medical team, please always seek out the holistic point of view as well, to complement that. I think both systems work well together. They can very much complement each other. It doesn't just have to be one modality either. It could be several that you work with along with your medical team in terms of a natural perspective. But it'll change your life. And if you can understand what the root cause of what you're going through is actually from, and you can find someone to help you clear that, understand it and clear it, I just think that's a route that we all need to be looking at. Not just relying on the one system, but how we can complement both.